Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been quite some time since I've uploaded a video. I've just had a lot going on between figuring out if I'm going back to school in the fall, and then I'm a senior this year, so I have to figure out after graduation plans. So I apologize for that, but before we get started, make sure you give this video a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe to my channel. And I also want to give a huge shout out to my cousins for this new ring light. I'm so excited to be using it today. I was using my lamp from school before and I know my lighting was really off, but I'm so excited to be trying this today. So let's get started. So I think for today, I'm gonna do a lime green and orange look. I found some inspo pic online and I was watching a whole bunch of other beauty YouTubers. So if I can try and find a pic, I'll insert it somewhere right here. But all right, time to get started. Okay guys, so to get started, I'm going to use my Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Concealer, and I am going to prime my lids. I like to use concealer. I tend to not use actual eyelid primer for this, but it's all personal preference as to what you want to use. I'm just going to blend this out. I like to use my fingers for this just because I think my fingers are my best tools when it comes to eyeshadow and stuff. So once that's all blended, I need to set that. I'm going to use my Wet n Wild Photofocus translucent powder. And I'm going to take, it's a little fluffy concealer brush, and I'm just going to set all of that on my lid. You don't have to set your lids, but I tend to because since I use concealer, it becomes less tacky, and I feel if your lids are tacky, then the eyeshadow doesn't go on as smooth. So for eyeshadow, I'm going to be using my So Jaded palette from Kathleen's and Lights and Colourpop, and I am first going to start off with the color You're a Gem right here. I'm just going to buff that in my crease to get a very bright orange look. So I am going to cut the crease, so it doesn't really matter how far down the crease shade goes. And then I am going to take the Carnelian shade, which is right below, and I'm going to place that just about right where I put the other You're a Gem shade. It just helps deepen up the crease a little bit and makes it a little bit darker and bright at the same time. Once you get that, I'm then going to cut my crease today, actually. So I'm going to take my Morphe M421 brush, and I'm going to go in with that same Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Concealer. And I'm just going to take a little bit off of the top. This concealer is kind of hard to use to cut the crease, but it works for me, and it's too bright for under my eyes, so it works for on my eyes. And I am then going to just cut my crease. I tend to go outwards slightly just so then you can actually cut it off and there's no gap in between the crease shade and your lid shade. Once that's all done, sometimes I like to set it, but I don't think I'm going to set it today. I'm going to try it out with one eye, and then if I feel as though that I need to set it, then I'll set it on the other side. So I'm then going to go in with the shade Peridot, which is basically the lime green yellowy shade inside of the palette. And I am going to use my fingers just because I think that your fingers are your best tool. And I'm going to put it right over the concealer that I just put on my lid. It doesn't have to be perfect because I am going to go in with a brush and make sure it is all carved out. That's why you can kind of see the concealer that's still cutting the crease. Okay. I'm then going to go back in with the same brush, the Morphe brush. And I'm going to take the same shade and I'm just going to start concentrating the product around where the concealer was. Once that's all set, I am then going to go back in with the same blending brush and just slightly go over the orange shade just to get out any kinks and any mistakes that I may have made with the shimmer shade on the lid. So I'm actually not going to go in with winged liner today just because I want the entire look to not have the wing and be prominent about the wing. So I'm just gonna go in with some mascara. I'm gonna go in with the LA Girl Volumatic mascara. I actually just got this the other day and I've actually really been loving it. So I'm just gonna do a couple coats. To some people, this may seem like a lot of mascara, but I used to wear like 6 different mascaras and make my lashes so thick, and I don't know why I ever did that, but I'm more into falsies now, so I'm just gonna go in with some falsies in a couple minutes. But I'm then gonna take my LA Girl Glide Gel liners, and I'm going to tight line my upper waterline. You want to tightline your upper waterline because you want to get rid of any gaps that are in between your lashes and your falsies. So I am going to go pop on some falsies and then I'll be right back. Okay guys, so the falsies that I ended up using were the Colourpop falsies in the style Mink. I think they actually turned out pretty good. So now we're going to jump into skin. And so I did moisturize before I started the camera, but I think I'm going to moisturize again. I just like to use my normal day-to-day moisturizer underneath my makeup. And the one that I've been loving is the anti-aging hemp body lotion. It's been making my skin feel so smooth and so hydrated lately. So since I'm not going to be using a dewy primer today, that's why I wanted to moisturize. So I'm going to go in with my e.l.f. Poreless Face Primer. And I'm going to take 2 pumps of that. And I'm going to put it on my nose and on my T-zone. And then spread the product out towards my cheeks. Okay, so I usually like to wait about 30 seconds to a minute before I put on my foundation, so I'll be right back. Okay guys, so now I'm gonna go in with foundation, and so I'm gonna mix 2 different foundations. I've been getting a lot of color lately, so I have to mix 2 shades. So I've been liking the Wet n Wild Photofocus Stick Foundation, and I am in the shade Soft Beige. So I tend to like to take this one and just stripe it all over my face. And then I like to take my CoverGirl Outlast All Day Stay Fabulous foundation in the shade 820. And I'm just going to take a pump of that on the back of my beauty sponge, which my all-time favorite beauty sponge is the e.l.f. Total Face Sponge. And I'm just going to dab that all over right where I put the other foundation. And then I am going to blend. So once that is all blended out, I'm then going to go in with my e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer in the shade Light Peach. And I am going to put that right under my eyes. I'm going to do a little bit down my nose, next to my mouth. I don't have too many pimples to cover up on my face, so I'm not going to go in with too much concealer. And I'm just going to blend that out. I'm gonna go in with a flat brush. I like to use this for my concealer in the corners of my eyes, and I'm just gonna blend out the concealer that my sponge could not reach. Next, I'm gonna go back in with my Wet n Wild translucent powder, and I'm going to set underneath my eyes and all of my face. I'm gonna go in with this powder brush that I have. I also use this for bronzer, but you know, whatever works for you. So once your face is all set, I'm gonna go in with bronzer. I'm gonna go in with this Nomad bronzer in the shade Manly Beach, not Peach, oh my gosh. So I just like to take this powder brush that I just used and I just bronze my skin, I guess. I am not a pro at this. Skin is my least favorite part of my makeup. I'd much rather just do eyeshadow, but if I do an extreme look like this, it looks really bad if you don't do face makeup. I'm then gonna go in with this tapered brush that I got, and I'm just going to concentrate a little bit of the product up by the hairline. And then I'm gonna take a flat little brush that I have, and I'm just gonna go down the nose a little bit. I really wish I knew how to nose contour better because I hate my nose, but I don't, so we're here. And then I'm gonna go in with my Wet n Wild Color Icon blush in the shade Keep It Peachy. And I'm gonna go in with a stippling brush with that, just above where I did the bronzer. I like to do a little bit on the tip of my nose too. Some people aren't into that, but I am. And then with any extra product that I have on my beauty blender, I like to just even out the product a little bit, and you can tone it down if you'd like to, especially with my nose contour. I feel like it always looks super harsh. So I'm then gonna go in with my Makeup Revolution highlight palette in Rose Lights, and I think I'm going to take, this is a setting shade, so I think I'm gonna go in with these 2 shades and just literally mix them. I really like this palette, but I think not a lot of product comes off for my liking. So I feel like I'm always really dipping in my brush and I'm still not getting off that much color payoff. That's for my taste though. Some people may like a more natural highlight, and I think this palette would be more for you, but I'm into that deep highlight. So that's not cute. So I'm gonna go back in to the eyes, and I'm gonna go back into the So Jaded palette, and I'm gonna mix the two shades of Your Gem and Carnelian. And I'm gonna go in with the flat brush that I was just using, and I'm just going to dip in them both and just smudge those on the lower lash line. I'm then gonna go in with a little pencil brush that I have, and I think I'm gonna go into the shade Pearl, and I'm going to highlight the inner corner and my brow bone. Perfect. So then I'm gonna go, I'm gonna do eyeliner next. I'm gonna go in with the Colourpop Creme Gel Liner in the shade Crossed. I think it's CRSSD. I think it's Crossed. And I'm just gonna go on my waterline. These are my all-time favorite liners. They come in so many different shades. I have a few of the different shades, but for your waterline, they're literally perfection. I actually think this color goes really well with the eyeshadow that we have going on. And then for under eye mascara, I'm gonna go in the CoverGirl Clump Crusher mascara. And I'm just going to... Perfect. Then, as we all know, I don't like to do my eyebrows, but since my hair is dyed, that I go in with a mascara that I have that I hate for my eyes, and I just tint my eyebrows so then they match the color of my hair a little bit better. I think I want to go lighter, and I kind of want to do it myself, but I'm broke, so I can't buy any hair dye right now. And as we all know, Callie does not like doing lips, but I am gonna go in, I think I'm just gonna go in with a gloss today, honestly. And I'm gonna go in with this menthol lip shine. I think I got this from Bath & Body Works, but I'm pretty sure you can't even get it anymore. But it's literally so hydrating on the lips and gives you such a glossy look, and it gives you a little bit of a tint, so all right, perfect. And then for setting spray, I'm gonna go in with my LA Girl setting spray. This smells so much like coconut, and usually I'm not a coconut person, but I think this setting spray makes your makeup last so long, and it's literally perfection. So there you have it, guys. Here is the completed makeup look. I think it looks really good, and thank you guys for watching, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Bye guys.